Welcome to the DSQ podcast with Blake Lawson and Dakota Reynolds.
I don't really have a good one for this episode.
It's Sunday, isn't it?
There it is.
It's raw shake, isn't it?
Oh, God.
There we go. Even better.
That's good because I did want to give a preface for this episode. If you're a Lando Norris fan, don't listen to this episode. It's past your bedtime. Go to bed.
And the Lando hate train continues.
Yes. Yes, it does. Welcome to DSQ. Perfect segue. The Lando hate train continues in the DSQ podcast. Oh, it is the midway point. This is race number 12 of 24. That's so many races.
So many races.
We are back in to celebrate the American independence from the Brits. We, of course, are racing in Britain. Anyway. Not that we're happy with America right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yes. We are back in Silverstone, the iconic Silverstone, the first weekend in a while, where we had F1, F2, F3, and F4 all in the same weekend. We didn't have Academy, though. That sucked. But I would say there is only so much track time and only so much marshal equipment.
Yeah, you can
looking at you lower series
shove so many races,
into
so
F1.
many series into one weekend.
We say that, but looks at classified finishers. Oh yeah.
Oops.
Actually, it was Indy that had the pretty bad wreck this week. Okay, let's get into it. I would say we will probably, it is the midway season. We will do, like last season, a midway check-in episode that'll be probably in the next 2 weeks. I would assume probably next week, then take a week off, and then we're back with the second half, and then, yeah, because they had the stupid 2 week, and then 2 races, and then the summer break thing. Scheduling. Logistics. Just so much sighing this week. Just the choices that get made. Choices.
You have them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know you have rights?
Well, let's not go that far. Not anymore. We're getting real off topic real fast. Let's go blaze through this. All right. Do I have any notes on anything beforehand? I don't think so. Was there anything that happened beforehand to talk about?
Not that I'm aware of. No big during the dead period events happening or anything like that. There's a few different YouTube videos that popped up on various different places, BuzzFeed and somewhere else with F1 stars in them. So that was kind of
Just promoting the movie.
entertaining. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But it's always fun to see the F1 drivers elsewhere.
Yep. That leads into cross-promotion. If you do care what we think about the F1 movie, go listen to last week's at the end of the last, 15 minutes-ish probably?
Somewhere in there, 15, 20 minutes.
Yep. Go listen there. It's buried in the episode, and it's got one of the longest titles of all time. So if you missed it, that's fine. I forgive you. Your apology is going to listen to it again, even if you have listened to it once. Oh, do you want to do the upgrades, or do you want to talk the liveries? We did have liveries this time.
We can bounce in liveries real quick. There's quite a bit of upgrades.
There is quite a bit of upgrades. Like we said, liveries, I think the biggest one being... I guess V-Carb and McLaren's are pretty size-wise,
Similar, yeah.
But let's just go in the order I have, because why not? V-Carb livery, the graffiti. I didn't do a 1 to 10 scale this week. I just kind of went with a vibe word.
I mean, fair enough.
But the V-Carb graffiti, it's all right. Kind of low effort, but it works. It's street art.
Can't go wrong with it.
McLaren bringing back the chrome, which called that the first time we saw their team kit. Called that forever ago.
Which is like half chrome. So they didn't even, they half-assed it. They didn't even fucking full send it.
Meh. So that was the same thing. Just metal. Nothing new.
Yeah.
You've done similar before. And then Merc just kind of sprinkling a little bit of orange into their Aero, Chiron, however you want to say that, Chevron.
Their
gradient.
Mercedes design.
Yeah. Just
That's
a little bit of orange to match
thing.
the safety car and medical car, which also are sporting a Max Verstappen orange for Mercedes this week.
You know, Because that's a
Reasons.
rumor.
Because reasons. That's it. Just reasons. Nothing else to read to it. But yeah. Into your... I was like... Did you even really... with the liveries, like...
Yeah, post liveries, lots of upgrades stuff this week. We'll jump into the track first because there's definitely the least there. Changes to the circuit. They removed the curb at the turn 1 runoff on the left hand side. Like just delete, gone, poof, doesn't exist anymore.
Potentially, like, let's say you were going to high speed in turn 1 and somehow rolled and had your roll cage flip off and were flying towards a fence at 600 miles or whatever it is.
Yeah, you know, in case your name was Joe, gone to you.
Yeah, which he was flipped before, but still.
The gravel in the gravel trap on the exit of turn 18 was changed to a lighter material. So, I guess they expected people to go off there, which...
Gravel light.
Honestly, that's not where people really went off. They went off, like, literally everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
Everywhere else. And then several red curb elements were replaced by flat curb elements in turn 1, turn 6, and in turn 7 and 9, all in the apexes. Bunch of different little, like, curb fixes there, maybe trying stuff out, see if it works any better than having, I don't know, a fucking sausage curb. Anyways, yes. On from the track to the cars.
We'll be here for a while.
We start off, as always, with our people who brought nothing to the table this week. Ferrari, Mercedes, and Alpine. Mercedes bringing nothing to the home race. Same with Alpine, technically. Very much seen as the French team, but technically based in Britain.
I mean, same thing with Mercedes. German team.
Based in Britain. As for everyone else, McLaren revised their floor and their rear brake duct inlet. Red Bull had downforce upgrades. Aston Martin had various changes to the body, fences, and floor for downforce. Haas had mostly ground effect related downforce upgrades, along with the revised side pod inlets and the mirror for aero. VCarb had a new front wing flap geometry. Williams, aero update. They're also the only team whose differences to the last version notes are longer than their brief description on how it works notes. I know. I counted. 38 words versus 23. Never change, James Vowles. Never change. And then finally, Sauber. Downforce changes to the forward floor and new front wing flap design. Beyond the aero and downforce, power units. Yes. You can check the documents for yourself if you want to do that, but I brought some highlights. For your internal combustion engine, both Ferraris of Leclerc and Hamilton, Tsunoda, Russell, Antonelli, Alonso, and Behrman all take their 4th of 4 internal combustion engines. Same people take their 4th of 4 turbochargers, 4th of 4 MGUHs, and 4th of 4 MGUKs. For the energy store, so you're only allotted 2 of those. Both Ferraris, Stroll, and Sainz are also taking their last 2 of those. And then Stroll and Sainz also take their 2nd of 2 control electronics. Many people also took new exhaust systems, but none of them are at risk for going over on exhaust systems. Franco, did we get to that? Do we get not to that?
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well. Franco took an entire new power unit after his quali incident, and then would start from the pit lanes as such.
I didn't use it.
Didn't even use it. Fucking, we'll get to that one, but pushed him. That would have pushed him over on everything except exhaust as well. Like, it would have put him over his allotment. So he was already sitting at max number of components, but that pushed him over, and then they decided to just go ahead and not run him.
Trying to think if his penalty should be still applied then, because he did not start.
So all of those penalties are for any Grand Prix in which he participates. He technically participated but did not start. As far as I'm aware. I'm going to look stupid in a couple of weeks whenever they fucking bring him to Hungary. I'm like, oh yeah, you have to start from the back again.
Yeah. So you're starting on the Eastern Ukraine front, actually.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I've got for primary upgrades and the power unit stuff. Like I said, if you want to see all of those notes, you can go to the documents on fucking Blue Sky, Twitter. I wouldn't recommend Twitter, but it's there. And also on Mastodon.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. There's Park Ferme stuff, but we'll get to that later when we're ready between quali and the race. For now, practice.
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 We
Practice
do
does make
have
perfect.
rookies.
Rookies.
More rookies. Stepping in for Nico Hulkenberg. So Nico only having 2 practice sessions this weekend. Interesting. Paul Aaron starting his stint with one of 2 permitted practice sessions with the Sauber team on quasi-loan, I guess, from Alpine for those sessions. I don't know. And then Alfred, fresh with the super license, even though you don't need it for the FP rookie sessions, steps in for Yuki Tsunoda. So that is Red Bull's second and Sauber's first rookie. Of course, everybody having to do 4 this season. So basically everybody besides Sauber, and I'm starting to double check that now, or double think that now, has had, everybody besides McLaren, Sauber, and Racing Bulls have had at least 2. Racing Bulls still have not run a rookie.
Interesting.
Or if they had, I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure they have not. So
Troubling.
Yep. Well, when you have one driver and then has to replace mid-race and then as rookie, it's not like you want as much time in the car as you can for them.
Yeah.
But obviously they have an entire season. What is it? What is that math on top of my head? 2/3 of the remainder of the season they have to run a rookie. So
Yeah, pretty much. Because there's 12 more races that they have, but 4 of those are still sprint races. So you're only going to get 1 practice session for that. Yep. So don't put the rookie in during a sprint race.
Yeah, you're basically every non-sprint race you're running a rookie.
Yeah.
So, well, that's not true. Close enough. Anyway, but yeah. So they're your 2 rookies. Paul Aaron, of course, being a little cheeky a couple weeks ago. Maybe this is what he was talking about. And of course, Alfred looking to take over Red Bull and have his career killed like everybody else.
Solid plan.
Bad times around. Just bad times around. Free practice for me is basically my notes are just spins because that's all it fucking was just spin, 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 spin.
Spinala.
Basically, I'll just go over all that. High speed spins for Gabby B and Pierre G. Managed to keep it out of the walls very barely for there. Lance Stroll is a normal Lance Stroll spin.
Just we.
Yeah. Max has no steering. That doesn't really change anything. Hamilton P1 and FP1. Carlos is both in pain and spin, and Spain because he's Spanish. And FP2. He kind of drifts across the track, so he gets a warning for driving recklessly. Whatever. Lando locks up in FP3. Gets in Alex's way. Alex, not happy. Surprising.
Alex not happy on the radio?
Gabby does spin. Calls out a red flag, basically at the end of the session. During that, Oliver Behrman sends it a little too hard there, bud, into the pit lane. So he's going to get 2 penalty points, 10 place grid drop. Does damage the car, but nothing too bad. Yeah. That's your practice session. Really, all it did was fuck Ollie. The only thing of note was, oops.
Oops, rip Ollie.
Trying to make sure I'm not missing any notes in the margins. I am not. Shall we go to quali?
We shall go into quali.
Good quali. Interesting quali. Great quali. It's quali.
I caught it.
You did catch it.
It was fun.
It was Saturday.
It was not fun after Q2. Our
Yeah.
day ended after Q2.
Yes. Your qualifying positions really not so much matter because there was a lot of penalties, of course. As mentioned above, Oliver Behrman with his 10th place for basically red flag infringement. I think they did call it reckless driving, but it was a red flag infringement, really. And then carryover from his future teammate, Hug from Antonelli, and Max Antonelli carrying his 3rd place drop. Anyway, but here's your qualifying order, and I'll go from there. P20, Franco Colapinto. Why is he in P20? He spun.
He's been.
He's spun. But of course, he, as mentioned earlier, starts from pit and basically DNSs, so it doesn't even really matter. Let's just ignore that entirely.
Yep.
P19, Nico Hülkenberg.
I mean, it's a Sauber. What do you
Yep.
expect?
Yep, just down there in P19. Off the form of last week, apparently. That's going to suck for Sauber this week.
Yeah.
P18, Lance Stroll. P17, Gabriele Bortoletto. And P16, Lawson, except that order is actually Behrman, P18, and then that moves Stroll up to 17, Bortoletto up to 16, Lawson up to 15, where Esteban finishes. Ahead of that was Albon, which turns into Ocon. This is going to get complicated real fast. Qualifying P13 is Isaac Hadjar. Alex Albon will start in that position. P12, Yuki Tsunoda. But that's where Hadjar will start. P11, Carlos Sainz. That's where Yuki's new spot is. And then your top 10 is this. Pierre Gasly, but really that's Antonelli. P9, Alonso, but that's Carlos Sainz. P8, Behrman. That's Pierre Gasly. Alpine. You're frustrating in your inconsistency. P7, Kimi Antonelli. Of course, that goes to Fernando Alonso. And then these are unchanged from your qualifying order. P6 and P5, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton and their Ferraris, respectively. P4, he did nothing. George Russell. P3, hometown boy and forced world championship contender, as at least everybody says, Lando Norris. P2, the real world champion this season, Oscar Piastri. And number 1, the actual
You
world
thought it would be
champion
different this time.
with a hell of a qualifying lap there at the end. Very excited. Max Verstappen.
That was a very solid lap. I'm just sitting there staring at the times like, that's a purple sector 1. That's a purple sector 2. Oh.
And then he kind of let off a little bit, but it was still good enough.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Max, of course, at Lewis's home race, paying homage to his good friend Lewis Hamilton and getting his 44th career pole. I was like, quali. It was raining earlier. Definitely no wet tires were run at all. No inners, nothing.
Yeah,
it was
no.
dry. It was kind of rainy.
It was quite rainy.
Greg Miller. Well, for quali. Now the race, however, it was not kind of rainy. It was very rainy.
It was very rainy. Like class 2 rain, possibly class 3.
Definitely in the middle there, but
Yeah. But before we get to the race, we got a few little Parc Fermé bits and bobbles here. Of course, the big one, as aforementioned, Franco changing out the entire power unit. Okay. He'll start from the back from the pit lane, but oh well. In addition to that, Piastri changes out the entire floor assembly. Charles changed specifically the spark plug in cylinder number 4. Hajar also changes his entire floor assembly. You had something.
Oh, no, just, yep. Just cylinder 4.
And then Albon changes the right-hand side MEMS box cover.
Okay.
That's it.
It's where they keep the Dogecat.
It's where you keep the roadwork ahead signs. Throw them out on track. Becomes a fucking hazard. Safety car.
Yep.
And that's parked for me. It wasn't anything crazy beyond that. Get your start from the back, and then everything changes around, and then it's race day.
It's wet.
It's wet.
It's quite moist. Sorry for the people that have an adverse reaction to that word.
Sucks.
Yep, I was like, no delayed start or anything like that. Formation lap under the safety car. But enters, everybody's on enters. Nobody does the Canada last year gamble of starting on some X-Wets. The K-Mag was here. He was in the Sauber garage for some reason.
Gotta check up on his old buddy, Nico.
Yep, and his misery starting at P19.
Before we get fully formed back up, we do have a few people dive into the pit lane to change tires. So everyone originally, I believe, started on enters. Like everybody.
Yep. A-firm.
Russell, Leclerc, Hajar, Bortoleto all boxed in to change tires, and then Colapinto also boxed in, but he needed to start from the pit lane anyway, so he's just going to start from the pit lane.
And then doesn't.
We'll get there. So George changes over to hard tires.
Cool.
Okay, interesting. Good luck, pal. Charles, Hajar, and Bortoleto all swap to mediums. More understandable, but I wouldn't. I would have gone softs. That's just me, though.
Because rain, everybody's like, we'll have rain 10, 15 laps.
Yeah, rain
like,
10, 15 laps.
Here.
Okay, fucking then do softs for the 10 to 15 laps and then swap.
Yeah.
Swap back to enters.
I was like, it's Britain. It's going to rain.
It's going to rain, my friend.
It's already rained. It will rain more.
Anyways.
Get your parasol out there, Mary Poppins. Let's go.
All those people dive in, and we get racing because the lights come on and the lights go off, and zoom to avoid copyright stuff.
Lights extinguish, and forth which they go.
Shut the fuck up. First lap.
For our D&D, F1 inspired D&D podcast, that's what I'll be using.
First lap. Already got
Roll
contact.
for softs.
Fucking Lawson.
I'm Liam goddamn Lawson.
Liam, I am goddamn Liam fucking
Yes.
Lawson.
It's a weird nickname, but it's accurate.
Makes contact with Esteban Ocon.
Proving he hates all people equally, not just the Spaniards, but also the French.
But also the French.
Fair.
Maybe he just hates Europeans. Maybe he blames Europeans for everything. Which, I mean, I get it.
What is the... how do New Zealanders feel about the rest of the world? I don't think I've ever...
But that brings out the old VSC after a little bit of running. VSC. Everything slows down for a little bit. Colapinto's not on the track. He retired.
Yep.
They did not box him in to start him from the pits. They boxed him in to retire the
Go
car.
home.
They didn't say anything either. I looked later on and didn't see anything. There may be something now. I'll look here in a bit. But as of the last time that I checked, nothing from Alpine on why Colapinto retired. So, meh.
Got the new engine. Might as well save it, I guess.
May as well.
You can't. What are they expecting? A podium from the back of the grid? That's not gonna happen.
Surely not. You can't make that happen.
Like P19.
Pull off a fucking Checo? Absolutely not. Checo circa 2020 Sakir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm glad that I'm able to remember that one. That was such a good race. It was a terrifying race, but it was a good race.
It was a good race for 19 people.
Yeah. It was a really good race. It was a good race for 18 people. It was a really good race for one person. It was an absolutely fucking awful race for one more. Anyways, VSC deploys until about middle of lap 4, at which point Bortoletto crashes.
And the VSC comes right
right
back
out.
its visual garage. Or virtual garage.
And yeah.
Virtual Bert's tired.
that virtual safety car pops on, lasts till about lap 7. They go back to the replay for Bortoletto. Just lost it.
Just lost it. Whoop. He did try, but
Oh yeah, no.
not with that. You had like a 2.5 by 2.5 square of carbon fiber go flying off.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, nah, you're done.
Zoom. And then lap 8, that rain that Alonso's engineer forecast to be about lap 15 to 17, it started on lap 8. So it's going to start there, and it's going to get worse over the next few laps. Speaking of it being worse, lap 11, DRS disabled, and it is pouring. Like, I think we are in Class 3 rain territory.
Yeah, we were definitely in X-Wet territory.
Yes, this is where we would put the X-Wets if we had them.
Oh, wait.
We do, but we just don't use them.
Yeah.
Why do we not use them? Lap 14, safety car, because weather.
Yes. At this point, also, Charles kind of
He kind of lost it for a second.
kind of sends it.
Kind of
Not a good way.
just right across the grass. Right across the grass and the gravel and the fire and the flames.
Yep. Herman. No. Is that you? I didn't know you were a Formula 1 fan.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will only be a spoke incident. No one else will make that exact same spin mistake in the exact same corner over the next 30 laps.
Surely not. That safety car, it lasts until lap 17, at which point we get going again, and Hadjar crashes into turn 9.
Well, into turn 9 and into Kimi Antonelli's diffuser.
I mean, yes. It fucking bip and bip. Yep. He hit Antonelli from behind. You couldn't see him. You couldn't
could not
see him.
see him.
They fucking showed the replay is just
Car.
like just car.
Yeah.
There was no gap, just car.
Yep.
So yeah, he hits him from behind and then crashes out. That's Antonelli's race pretty much ruined at that point. And Hadjar's definitely ruined.
The car, the tire.
It was gone. It was gone.
The wall.
So safety car deployed.
Bert, you do not get a break.
Nope.
You just send it right back out there, bud.
Burnt leading a lot of laps this race. Yep. Yeah. So safety car lasts until the end of lap 21, going into 22, before we get going again.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, because we're probably gonna have a few words with each other. So message comes across, safety car in this lap. Lights extinguish on the safety car. Piastri pumps the brakes.
Pumps the brakes.
Pumps the brakes.
59 psi pressure on the brakes.
59 psi.
I don't know if you've ever braked an F1 car. We have it, but we kind of have high brake pedals on sim racing.
The problem is not even close,
Not even
because with that, you're just braking. The car, your brake pedal is very loose until it's not. And it's only not because the power of you braking is sending you forward because of the G-force of the braking, which is causing you to brake more.
Anyway, not easy to brake.
Not easy to brake. Verstappen has to take evasive action to not slam into the back of him. Temporarily passes him, lets him back in.
I would say fully. Does he even fully pass? Like, do the entirety of his car pass his car? I don't think it does.
I don't know. I don't think so. But does get past him a little bit, and so he has to let him back through. And then Piastri fucking sends it as normal, and Verstappen, in a bid to try to get caught back up and match pace, he spins back like turn 18, 17, somewhere in there. He spins it. He loses some places. Yeah, it's not great.
8 to be exact, because they put him in P9.
Ah, wonderful. So yeah, safety car releases. They do note Piastri for a safety car infringement for that incident. Do you want to full send that conversation, or do you want to just get that later on?
We full send it. I mean, it's right here in the race. I mean, we find out pretty quick.
Fair enough.
It was a very quick decision.
Yeah, so quick couple of bits while all of that is going on. Tsunoda and Behrman get noted for causing a collision. Antonelli boxes to retire on lap 23, so his race is now over, and we are up to 5 cars that have either not finished or not started.
Yep.
So, quarter of the grid already gone. Lap 25, 10-second penalty for Piastri for safety car infringement. Now, there's a lot of talk on this.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be back and forth between, oh, well, George did the same thing. Well, George didn't do the same thing. George did a similar thing under better circumstances. I pulled, at the very least, the 2 incidents from their PSI and conditions. I could not get the speed dump from George's incident in Canada. But I know that Piastri's speed dump was about 166 kilometers per hour or 103 miles per hour in the matter of a couple of seconds. Gave 59.2 psi of brake pressure, whereas George only gave 30 psi of brake pressure. Piastri did it while the track was wet, and George did it while the track was dry. 2 very different incidents.
2 very different time frames.
While they look similar, very different. So I do see where they give Piastri a pretty hard penalty for this. Because this is straight alongside the same sort of stuff that they were basically brought this rule in the first place to sort of hamper Max from doing. Because Max would just sit there and fucking go real hard, brake real hard, and try to get him to pass him, and try to get him to fucking do a penalty and all that bullshit. So I get it. I do get the penalty, and I get where they were cracking down on penalty stuff a lot more this year. So I get it. 10-second penalty, understandable. I hate it. I really hate it because it could not happen to a worse person for it to happen to. But I get it.
George's, yeah, it is a different scenario. I still hate that people don't think George's was 100% intentional to get Max in trouble.
Oh no, absolutely. I agree with that.
I don't think
that one should have been
Oscar's
penalized for that reason, not for
unsportsmanlike driving or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Oscar's was not. I think Oscar was just trying to back up because he's like, "Oh shit, I need a better start. Max Verstappen's behind me. I know how he will eat me alive on a restart if I don't do it pinpoint perfection." Which I guess you can count as well. I guess it was, but the difference of getting the advantage, which is the whole point of the racing sport we're doing, is getting the advantage over your teammate versus exploiting a rule to get them banned. George. That being said, I'm gonna say it. Maybe if his passport was different, it would have gone different. Because the data. It's hard to beat the allegations when you keep doing it. We even got the rule book. I forgot to write that down. We have, they actually released some of the rule books into the decisions that get made in race control and the stewards. So, I don't know. Maybe they had this, they knew it was going to happen. I'm not going that far in the conspiracy.
Fucking
I'm just
easy
saying
with the tinfoil there, bud.
Listen, there's water, and then there's these front. That will actually get us banned on the platform.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fucking regurgitating that fucker. Anyways.
Speaking of not having a British passport and getting a penalty, Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah? Let's hear it. Come on, let's hear it.
I mean, he spun out a British boy, so They were the one remaining Brit rookie.
He did indeed cause a collision.
But, yeah, circumstances don't matter. But it mattered in Oscars. And it mattered in George's. But it didn't matter in this one. Consistency. I'm just saying, maybe if it wasn't a Japanese passport, it would have been a little different.
Anyways, race gets
as like back and forth it is just for the podcast. I don't think
Yeah,
we actually
no.
disagree on any of these penalties. I love Yuki, but goddamn, he's been getting some fucking shit.
Yeah.
He's getting racy out there. He's getting a little K-Maggie out there.
We gotta beat that second seat curse somehow.
Yeah.
All right, race gets resumed per normal. Everything stays kind of chill till about lap 34. Lap 34, DRS is enabled. Over the past few laps, we've sort of honed in on Stroll and Hülkenberg are P3 and P4 right now.
That shouldn't happen.
What the fuck is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? What the fuck are two polar bears doing in the middle of Arlington, Texas?
What's a polar bear and then like a brown bear that got into some like powdered like baby powder? Lance, that's you. That's you, Lance.
Anyways, yeah, lap 34, Hulk passes Stroll for P3. So, okay. I'm full send on this. Let's get Hulk his podium. Do the little pit stop dances here and there and fucking all of that going on. There was a fun little conversation between Russell and his engineer on how brave they wanted to be with the tires, basically asking, how dry is the track? What do you think on strategy? George giving him, depends on how brave you want to be. The engineer shooting back, brave but not suicidal.
Which fair.
Very fair.
So they did it anyway.
Yeah. Didn't turn out too well for George.
I was like, I have a summary of notes. It's summary of basically everybody taking this gamble.
Yeah.
My note is spins because everybody joined the spin party.
Everybody.
And almost in the same, like in the fucking I say S's, but Maggots, Beckett's, that complex. Everybody decided to take a little spin, some rain. The grass is gonna grow. Let's go ahead and cut that a little bit lower, so we got some time. Everybody was doing it. If your friends spin off Cop's Corner, do you do it too? Yes.
Lots of incidents between laps 40 and 46. So lap 40, turn 4 incident involving Leclerc and Sainz was noted. No further investigation. Lap 43, Behrman decided to Ocon, if gap, car. Both spin.
Yep.
In sync. It was beautiful.
Perfectly insane.
Fucking go watch that shit. Fucking perfect pirouette from both of them. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10 from the Russian judge.
Even
from the RAF judge.
Yep.
Is RAF? RSF.
RAF sounds correct. RAF. Yeah.
I don't know. Royal Air Force. Fucking lap 45, turn 6 between Behrman and Ocon is finally noted. Lap 46, turn 15 between Leclerc and Sainz, again, is noted. All of these NFI. No further investigation or no further action later on.
Low grip. It's racing. It's just kind of how it goes.
It happens. All throughout this time, I'm having to listen to the F1 TV commentary team repeatedly bring up that Hülkenberg is in P3 and that he could get a podium. And I really wish you guys would just shut up. Please. You don't talk about shutouts when shutouts are happening. You don't talk about podiums when podiums are happening. Wait until it's finished. Anyways, it didn't jinx it. We're glad. Lando Norris wins. Piastri crossed the line second. And then 30 seconds down the road, Nico Hülkenberg finally crosses the line in P3.
200. No.
Yep.
200.
239
Okay.
starts.
I was going to say 249.
It's 242 entries, but 239 starts.
Maybe Colapinto should have raced. Because apparently it's possible.
It is indeed possible. If you nail your strategy, if you take the risks that you need to take, and you get a decent start, and then
Some
minge
luck.
off Lance Stroll.
And let's be honest, maybe a
And
little bit of luck.
Like a quarter of the grid takes itself out.
And you as an experienced driver with multiple teams and one of the bigger rookie classes in the recent history.
Yeah.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
But yeah, so Lando wins. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
Hülkenberg podium. Fuck yeah.
Fuck your home race. Fuck your grandstand.
I'm glad that your mom is happy about it. I'm glad your dad's happy about it. Those are the two people who care. Maybe Zach Brown as well.
Yeah.
Everyone else is on the Nico Hülkenberg hype train right now. They are still probably partying in Britain right now.
I made the joke in the car earlier. It's like K-Mag, again, K-Mag in the Sauber garage with his longtime enemy / friend, Nico Hülkenberg. I made the joke. It's like, I wonder if K-Mag had called his wife. It's like, yeah, I'm not flying back tonight. I probably won't fly back till tomorrow late. whenever and wherever we wake up.
Yeah. We're going to wake up in the taxi on the way to the airport. It's like, what the fuck?
Yes. it's a good day.
It is a good day.
It's everybody.
It's not a good day for everyone, but it's a good day.
It's a good day unless your name is Oscar Piastri, and meanwhile, unless you've just started your villain arc.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Definitely villain arc time for Oscar Piastri after finishing in second behind Lando Norris.
Nice.
And with that, I think I take us over to the rundown.
It's the rundown.
Come on, this corner. Your winner of the how do they fucking, is it Great Britain Grand Prix? Is it the British Grand Prix? Is it the UK Grand Prix? Is it
It's definitely the Great Britain or British Grand Prix.
Okay. I'm going to say British Grand Prix. Your winner of the British Grand Prix is famed Briton Lando Norris, having gained 2 spots and finishing with a time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 15.735 seconds. Finishing P2, gaining nothing and losing nothing is Oscar Piastri. And, of course, the one everyone cares about, Nico Hülkenberg, gaining 16 places to finish P3.
Yuki, you should go study with Nico.
Yes.
Please.
Go learn from Nico. He is apparently a professional at this.
Yes.
Outside of your podium positions, Lewis Hamilton gains a spot to finish P4. Max Verstappen made up a few spots, but lost 4 overall to finish P5. Pierre Gasly gains 2 spots to finish P6. Lance Stroll gains 10 places to finish P7.
I'm sure he'll get the credit
actual
for it.
fuck.
Not from me, though. He will
Not
be
from you.
getting the credit for
Oh,
it.
shucks. P8, my boy, Alex Albon, gaining 5 spots to finish in the points. Happiness. Little bit of happiness.
4 whole points. It's good.
Sprinkle of points there. Fernando Alonso losing 2 spots to finish P9. And George Russell rounding out your points-paying positions, losing 6 places to finish P10. Outside of the points,
Gamble's tire loses 6 spots. P10.
Yeah. Outside of the points, Ollie Behrman gains 7 places to finish P11. Good run. Carlos Sainz loses 3 places to finish P12. Teamwork did not make the dream work this week. P13 is Esteban Ocon, having gained 1 spot. Charles Leclerc loses 8 spots to finish P14. Yuki Tsunoda, the sole car off of the lead lap, loses 4 places to finish P15. the remainder of the cars, Kimi Antonelli losing 6 spots, Isaac Hajar losing 5 spots, Gabriel Bortoletto losing 2 spots, and Liam Lawson losing 4 spots. All did not finish. Franco Colapinto rounding us off, gaining nothing, losing nothing, not starting.
Yep. 2 DNSs in a row. I feel like DNSs have been pretty rare, but we've had quite a few.
Yeah.
In recent last couple of years.
That is quite a lot here recently. But we are nearing the end of the car evolution cycle, so they're moving on to a new build.
Yeah.
They're caring less about the build and development and reliability of these cars, trying to get as much as possible into 2026. Which is wild to think that Williams is doing that. Williams is developing their 2026 car. They don't have any focus on the 2025 car. We're still scoring points in a dog shit Williams
it's a whole
car.
New world.
I'm excited for 2026.
The days of Latifi are gone. The dog days are over.
That's fine because we're about to get the days of fucking George back here in a while.
Welcome back, George and Valtieri. Carlos goes to a engineering strategy role.
Please.
Alex goes back to Red Bull.
God, honestly,
George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Williams 2026.
I would be a Williams Red Bull fan if Alex went back to.
We forget about Franco.
If he went back to Cadillac. As you said, you can't put everyone in Cadillac. Yeah, we can. They're the trash can. Just scrape off whatever driver's underperforming this weekend to Cadillac.
You can't call them trash. They're headquartered in Fishers, Indiana. Oh.
How far is that from Gary?
Too close. Close enough. It's the Fishers of the Indianapolis area.
God.
I forgot. We can't talk shit about Indianapolis right now. They're mad at us for beating their ass in the finals.
Who cares? The only sport we care about is
Hockey.
F1. Oh, well, that too.
The only sport we care about right now is F1.
Yeah. With that race, some statistical stuff. Your fastest lap, Oscar Piastri on lap 51 with a 1 minute 29 seconds .337. I heard you turn your page as you're checking as well.
It is not.
I'm not even fucking close.
Yeah, I didn't think so because of the rain. So
yeah, it is.
But I figured I would check. It's
2
Lewis.
whole seconds off.
Was Lewis in 2022? No, it wasn't.
21.
It was Max.
Nope, it was Lewis 2021.
Huh. The broadcast said 2020.
Broadcast was fucking wrong, as they normally are.
Unless the book's wrong.
Let's not talk
Somebody's
about that.
wrong.
Let's not talk about that.
We
Anyways,
love the book. Link in the description, not a sponsor.
Your driver of the day, I voted for Nico Hülkenberg.
I voted for Nico Hülkenberg.
It was Nico fucking Hülkenberg, because of fucking course it was.
But, he barely squeaked it out.
Barely squeaked it out. Nico Hülkenberg with 49.0% of the vote. Half of everyone who voted for a driver of the day voted for Nico Hülkenberg. Everybody is a Nico Hülkenberg fan today.
I was like, not a fun fact. If that was a Florida referendum, it still would not have passed. Nico would have had to have 67% of the vote for it. So, thank God.
Thanks,
Fuck
Florida. Nico with 49% of the vote. Lewis Hamilton with 11.5% of the vote. Lando Norris with 8.6%. Max Verstappen with 5.9%. And right beneath him, Lance Stroll with 5.8%. All others receiving 19.2%. Everybody is a Nico fan.
You would think Lance would be able to find that 0.1% considering he is part of it.
Damn it.
At least his dad is. I don't know about
His
him.
dad is. I don't know. I mean, he's
Not through
definitely.
F1. Yeah.
I think he's definitely part of the 1%.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't know about the 0.1% for.
And probably not him, and
Lance.
definitely not through F1.
If you
Money.
have enough money to make everyone believe that your last name is something else, and you're a celebrity, you're in fuck you rich people money.
Yeah. Also, one of the most well-known luxury car manufacturers in the world.
Yeah, God.
Also, some credence to that statistic.
For your pit stops, which took a little bit, but we got there.
DHL, baby.
Your fast... Not sponsored.
Please, no.
Do not.
I mean, they'll sponsor us. We'll just get the check three weeks late.
They'll sponsor us, but we'll have to start putting the podcast out on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And there goes our DHL sponsorship. Hey, FedEx. Hey, UPS. We're looking for sponsors.
We just trashed Indianapolis. FedEx is out.
Oh, fuck. Well,
UPS.
UPS. Let's go. Hey, FedEx, though. I'm from Tennessee. All right. Your pit stops. Your fastest, ironically enough, was Red Bull with Yuki Tsunoda on lap 11, a 2.06 second stop. That's fast.
Yes.
Your slowest stop, ironically enough, McLaren with Lando Norris on lap 11 with a 4.64 second stop.
What was the slowest stop with penalties?
Slowest stop with penalties. So the slowest stop with penalties was McLaren with Piastri on lap 43 at 14.60 seconds. There was one more slower, not than that, but one more slower than the actual slowest stop. And that was Red Bull with Tsunoda on lap 42. Hey, this one didn't get recorded, like anywhere.
Okay.
Like DHL didn't note it. F1 doesn't note it. It's not on their fucking website as having existed at all. I had to go back into the footage to make sure that I wasn't fucking hallucinating that happened. F1 is almost successfully gaslit me into thinking that pit stop never happened and that I dreamt it up. But it did happen, and it was approximately 13.9 seconds.
So in theory, Yuki had the fastest and the slowest.
Yes. Yuki had both. Well, no. He would not have had the slowest. Piastri still would have had a slower stop.
Oh, okay.
Piastri's was 14.6. Yuki's was about 13.9. I was like, and I think I went over on the stopwatch, so it was probably slightly less than that.
Of course you went over on the stopwatch. You're not getting a penalty for touching that car early. 10 seconds is 11 seconds. We all know this. Unless the FIA wants an official measurement device, and then... Nah. It's just like taxes in the U.S. You get it wrong, jail.
$60? Jail. I think I'm done with the book. I think I've got everything that I need from that. So just on to my notebook. Handy dandy.
My stars are in the I always do my stars in the bottom below the driver the fastest lap box. So
that's fun. I do my stars in the notebook because I need room. Yeah. You write down. I document.
Yeah. I outline you.
Yeah. It's the script.
It's the script.
I was like, I riff off of the script sometimes, but it's just like, at least that way I know all the things that I wanted to cover, you know?
Ouch. Sorry for bumping the microphone with my shoulder.
So speaking of, on to your stars, my third star.
No, it's yours. You're gonna Blake's stars are your choice, or your stars.
My third star.
Trust the expert.
Is Max Verstappen. Solid race after an amazing quali performance, and made an error after the whole Piastri incident, which saw him drop off the face of the planet for a second. Yep. After which she exhibited great damage mitigation and pulled that fucking Red Bull back up into P5, my favorite Persona game. Persona. It was a solid 10 points for that, though, so it's points. It's points that you desperately need. Looks ahead to notes for next week. Yeah. That you desperately need.
My third star. I did give Blake a warning that I was like, it'll probably piss a lot of people off. It might piss you off. My third star is Burt Mylander.
I almost put Burnt.
The most laps of this race. That's not true, actually. But, yeah, I did my first 2 stars and I was like, I'm not going to give, like I said, I'm not going to give Lance credit. Sorry. Not actually, sorry. So I was like, everybody else. Everybody kind of traded off. It was a messy race. Burt deserves some credit every now and then. That's my safety car driver right there, baby.
Hooray, Burnt. But Jimmy could absolutely take your job. Shout out to Jimmy Brabant. Well, you know what? I have standards, and my second star is Lance Stroll. Wow, is all I have to say. Wow. 10 places gained through various means. Some DNFs, some from poor strategies from other teams, some on merit. There's a point in this race where a Stroll podium was likely. He very well could have finished where Hülkenberg finished. But still, phenomenal result from our favorite Canadian punching bag.
My favorite punching bag is Steve Dingle.
Well, he punches himself, so...
Fair. I did go back and watch the Zamboni driver video just to remember the times.
Zamboni driver? Who works for them?
My number 2 star. This is where it's gonna get mad. My number 2 star is split between Yuki and Oscar, the most recent victims of the FIA club.
Ooh.
Sorry, boys. That's it.
That's it? Okay.
Nope, no funny haha. I'm being serious. Mostly.
Fuck's sake. All right.
And I don't need that anymore because...
Yeah, I mean, we fucking know. Number 1
star.
Number 1 star.
Lance Stroll. Okay. Psyched it out.
Nico Hülkenberg. We miss you, Danny Rick. But I'm glad that you've made peace with not coming back to Formula 1.
It's probably better.
It probably is. It's happened. It's finally happened. A podium for Nico. 239 starts and 16 years in the making. And he's only gone and done it. After a solid start and some legendary strategy calls, Nico waltzes home, Lego trophy in hand, and 15 points in the bank to solidify his first place spot in most races before a podium. We are all truly Hülkenberg fans today.
Hulk out. Fucking Hulk out.
Hulk smash! In fact, you can fuck smash my door today. Except that was K-Mag, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was indeed K-Mag.
You are allowed to fuck smash my door.
Could you imagine if for this weekend the
Gunther
interviews
Steiner?
were Gunther Steiner? Oh man, I wish now the whole weekend's ruined. It could have been so much better.
What could have been?
K-Mag was there. Fucking, we had Gunther. Damn it. Yes. Sauber, who last year barely scraped by getting
Got that
point
1 point at the very end of the season.
To helping a rookie get their first Formula 1 points last week, and finally the long-awaited Nico Hülkenberg podium. Hell yeah. It truly is a day for the Hulk. I will do some honorable mentions here, which are Hülkenberg related. Mercedes and Aston Martin for Steak did not have champagne ready to celebrate. So they, I read one place, for sure Mercedes, but I read also Aston Martin pitched in as well. Sent over some champagne and a nice German message, of course, because Mercedes being the German team. Nico to Mercedes next season? Max and Nico?
Max and Nico. Oh my god, what a goated fucking team.
Yeah. Antonelli goes to Ferrari. Just because. So yeah, good on then. And
George goes to Cadillac.
yeah. And Lando Norris. Nico, not knowing the podium procedure, left his helmet and stuff behind. So Lando literally struggling to hold both helmets brings him into the cool-down room. So good on you, Lando.
I think he actually said, next time bring your helmet.
Yeah, next time. We'll see. We expect you here next time, Nico. You set the
Expect you
precedent.
here next fucking race.
Yeah. Which is
Hungary.
Is it?
I'm pretty fucking sure.
Pretty sure it's not. Pretty sure it's Spa.
No, I'm pretty fucking sure it's Hungary before Spa. Oh, it is Spa.
It is Spa.
Holy shit, when does fucking Hungary happen? Did they swap that around?
Yeah.
Was it last year that it was Hungary then Spa?
Maybe.
I think that's what I'm
I think
getting
Hungary
from.
was this, like, because the episode was the childish episode, which is the Hungry episode. So
Well, the next one is Hungary, because boy, am I hungry for Spa.
yes, classic.
I do my research.
It is all messed around a little bit different.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's just the schedule in general.
Yeah.
Bring back fucking France. Bring back France for one race.
France, build a better track, and we'll bring it back.
Don't even make a better track. I kind of like the track. I don't like the track, but I do like the track.
I was like, it's been a while since I've seen a Paul Ricard race. So much to go. What was it? 2021, 22?
Somewhere in there. Just do one. Just like, hey, we're gonna remove
one of the America races.
yeah,
Off Miami.
fucking yeet Miami out for
Please.
a year. Put France back in. Let them race around France. Let them remember how good they have it, and then put Miami back in.
Miami will love it because it'll make people realize that Miami's not as bad, even though it's really bad. Or even, how about this? Yeet Miami off it, and yes,
Yeah.
just do that.
23 races. That's still so many races.
Yeah, just have 2 in Vegas. Fuck it. Let's bring back the Caesars parking lot.
I don't know if the cars are fucking small enough for that now.
Lego cars.
Yes.
Yeah,
3-lap Lego car race.
Yep. Lego trophies. Lego pole position. Yeah. 2-person, yeah, but only 10 cars. Where both drivers are in one car. Well, one's like doing the comm radio, and the other one's just driving.
Yes. Oh my god.
Box from hards to also hards because it's Lego. It's all Lego. They had real tires on it.
Yeah, they did.
That wouldn't work. Mythbusters tried that. All right, we're yapping. So we will. No, of course, this is the midpoint, so we would do battles and stuff. But we're gonna save that for the mid-season check-in, which should be, again, we have 2 weeks off. Probably next week, take the week, and then have that. Again, I wish they would time summer break and the midway point to be the same time. I'm okay with it being a whole month. Like I last year we had the stupid 3-week, 2 races, then 4-week break or whatever. So we don't have that. That's better. But man, just come on, sync it up. We'll see next year because we got 3 practice. We got 3 testing sessions.
Woo.
We're back. Yeah. Is that it? We got anything else?
I don't really have
Any more
anything
gaps?
else. Yeah, mid-season check-in next week, maybe the next. Who knows? But
Unless we want
shooting
to
for next week.
speed run the memes you sent me right now.
On
the screen.
Speed.
Yeah.
No,
That's it.
I did forget about those. I did have memes that I sent you, and I have to actually pull them back up.
I was like, one of them is on the thumbnail, which is the I didn't give up because he didn't give up. They are on all mostly Nico beams.
Yes, there are 4 Nico memes. There's the why don't you ever give up, because he never did, which should be part of the thumbnail, I believe. There's the one you brought up, which was just the podium fucking dude celebrating he only got P3 in Hulkenberg, which absolutely, but everyone else agrees. We got old Bonato, tell Elcon, I want him to know it was me. We got the fucking Laughing Wolves. The fucking Laughing Wolves, Norris and fucking Hulkenberg. Meanwhile, Piastri about ready to kill everybody in the country of England. We have Darth Piastri. And my favorite motivational one. He did it. And so you can do it too.
Yeah, that's the one that's on the...
That's the one. Okay, well, still. Yeah, no. I believe in you, which is bad. You should run. Me believing in you is bad luck. You run while you still can. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have. Mid-season...
Hard cut. Done.
Just hard cut.
No.
Mid-season check-in, which I will probably take most of. But we'll do stuff sort of like how we did last year, along with some of the stuff that we did earlier this year. Stuff that I have in mind, obviously. Going over the standings, both team and drivers. Seeing what our lineup currently is, because I did change.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Red Bull.
And Alpine.
And Alpine, yeah. And then, of course, giving how we feel on those people, those teams, etc. Do they have a contract for next season? What can these teams do to improve? We got it all.
Just checking in, because we are halfway done with the season. Woohoo, and also, man.
The off season is now very close.
Yep. We're now closer to the off season than we've ever been. which is always. We always get closer to the off season. All right, that's the apps. We'll see you next week.
Follow the pod everywhere at DSQ Pod.